everyone, this is Sincere of Sincere's channel. Welcome again. This video is going to be the first in a non-consecutive series about poets that I enjoy. As an undergraduate, I was an English major, and during that time, my love for literature evolved. Even though my late father went to all segregated schools where everyone was African American, they were taught to value and recite poetry. I remember my father reciting a few lines from Beowulf and Macbeth. The words had stuck with him after all those years. It's a shame that quality level literature is not valued very much in Western society anymore. Today, the beauty of poetry is overlooked in American society except through the superficiality of 20th century hip hop. Poetry is an art form that goes back many millennia to the dawn of time, beginning with the Epic of Gilgamesh in ancient Mesopotamia. So many of us have been cheated and have been kept away from a literary art form that in the best hands is beautiful, meaningful, teaches lessons, expresses the human spirit, exercises the brain, and facilitates deep thinking. This video is a brief look at the life and poetry of modern Turkish poet Nazim Hikmet. He was born Mehmed Nazim Ran in 1902 in Thessaloniki, Greece, that was then a part of the Ottoman Empire and called Salonika. Nazim Hikmet was a Turkish poet of Circassian and mixed ethnicity. Nazim Hikmet is now considered one of the greatest Turkish modern poets, but during his lifetime he was a political dissident who spent most of his years in prison. He is referred to as a romantic communist and revolutionary due to his Marxist stance and his beautiful lyrical poetry. Nazim Hikmet's work is often compared to that of Spanish poet Federico Garcia Lorca and Chilean poet Pablo Neruda, among others. He was among the avant-garde of Turkish intellectuals. His imprisonment during the 1940s was protested by the likes of artist Pablo Picasso and philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre, and the African-American stage and film actor, singer, football player, and activist Paul Robeson. Nazim Hikmet and Paul Robeson became good friends, and Hikmet wrote a poem in honor of his friend. It is called To Paul Robeson, and I will read it here. They don't let us sing our songs, Robeson, Eagle singer, Negro brother. They don't want us to sing our songs. They are scared, Robeson, scared of the dawn and of seeing, scared of hearing and touching. They are scared of loving the way our Farhat loved. Surely you too have a Farhat, Robeson. What is his name? They are scared of the seed, the earth, the running water, and the memory of a friend's hand, asking no discount, no commission, no interest, a hand which has never passed like a bird in their hands. They are scared, Negro brother. Our songs scare them, Robeson. Nazim Hikmet was named one of 3 poets of decolonization in the Pan-Africanist magazine Présence Africaine. Here he is at the 1958 Afro-Asian Conference in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, with Angolan poet Mario de Andrade. Nazim Hikmet died in 1963 in Moscow, Russia. Years before, his citizenship had been revoked in Turkey, but in 2009 it was reinstated. I really like his poems, and despite most of them being written in prison, there is always a beautiful, optimistic longing. His love poems to his wife are moving and shows his longing for her. There is beauty, protest, and passion in his poems, and also a quiet innocence. Now I'm going to read one of his poems called Autobiography. I was born in 1902. I never once went back to my birthplace. I don't like to return. At 3, I served as a Pasha's grandson in Aleppo. At 19, as a student at Moscow Communist University. At 49, I was back in Moscow as the Cheka Party's guest, and I've been a poet since I was 14. Some people know all about plants, some about fish. I know separation. Some people know the names of the stars by heart. I recite absences. I slept in prisons and in grand hotels. I've known hunger, even a hunger strike, and there's almost no food, I haven't tasted. At 30, they wanted to hang me. At 48, to give me the Peace Prize, which they did. At 36, I covered 4 square meters of concrete in half a year. At 59, I flew from Prague to Havana in 18 hours. I never saw Lenin. I stood watching his coffin in 24. At 61, the tomb I visit is his books. They tried to tear me away from my party. It didn't work. Nor was I crushed under falling idols. In 51, I sailed with a young friend into the teeth of death. In 52, I spent 4 months flat on my back with a broken heart, waiting to die. I was jealous of the women I loved. I didn't envy Charlie Chaplin one bit. I deceived my women. I never talked behind my friends' backs. I drank, but not every day. I earned my bread money honestly. What happiness! Out of embarrassment for others, I lied. I lied so as not to hurt someone else, but I also lied for no reason at all. I've ridden in trains, planes, and cars. Most people don't get the chance. I went to the opera. Most people haven't even heard of the opera. And since 21, I haven't gone to the places most people visit. Mosques, churches, temples, synagogues, sorcerers. But I've had my coffee grounds read. My writings are published in 30 or 40 languages. And my Turkish, they're banned. Cancer hasn't caught up with me yet, and nothing says it will. I'll never be a prime minister or anything like that, and I wouldn't want such a life. Nor did I go to war or burrow in bomb shelters in the bottom of the night, and I never had to take to the road on the diving planes. But I fell in love at almost 60. In short, comrades, even if today in Berlin I'm croaking of grief, I can say I've lived like a human being. And who knows how much longer I'll live? What else will happen to me? So that's autobiography. So in the description, I will put links to his books that can be published online, and also to some of his poems that are also available online for free. All right, so that was a brief introduction to Nazim Hikmet. All right, so thanks very much, and once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. So this is Sincere Ray. Until next time.